Do you have a moment to talk about our good Lord and Savior, Adam Silvera?
Hello! Welcome back to our channel!
Woo! Today we're doing the mid-year book Freakout tag.
Really excited. We've read some great books this year.
And some bad ones.
And we're going to tell you about them.
Whoop,
So,
let's go.
stay tuned. Alright, are we ready to film a video?
Ready? Okay.
Wait a second while we get situated.
Question number 1 is the best book you read so far this year. I'm so conflicted with this question because except for the disappointment book, like all of these were phenomenal books this year, and I've read some ones that I love and they're like tied with this one. This may be because it's one of the most recent books I've read, but right now I'm gonna go with All the Crooked Saints by Maggie Stiefvater. If you can't tell, there are a crap ton of tabs in here because I was reading this to review it, but it's also really good. It's kooky, there's a lot of magic realism. The writing is really what I fell in love with, and the setting. It's very plot driven, and I thought it was a really magical read.
I'm really excited.
I liked it a lot. This may change to my favorite, but right now I think I'm going to say this one.
My favorite book that I read this year is probably definitely Six of Crows. I've read every book by Leigh Bardugo this year, so it was really hard to pick, but I fell in love with the world, and I fell in love with Ketterdam in this, and the characters are so good, and I really, really love that alternate universe Amsterdam. So fantastic and magical, and it's really, really good. Okay, question number 2 is our favorite sequel that we've read this year. My favorite is Siege and Storm by Leigh Bardugo, another Leigh Bardugo book. It's probably my favorite in the trilogy, and I just love the characters. Strumhound is one of the main characters in the second book, and I love him.
Hard eyes.
The plot is fantastic in the second one, and I just like it from beginning to end. I think it was really, really well done.
So my favorite sequel was a book that I didn't love the first one in the series so much, but I fell in love with the sequel, and it is A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. If you've read it and you don't think this is the best one, I'm
wrong.
Judging you. This one's by far superior to the first book. There are other sequels I read and I really, really enjoyed, but this one just stuck with me, and I'm going with this because I found myself thinking about it the longest. So this takes the cake. Question number 3 is a new release you haven't read yet but want to.
Mine is Flame of the Mist by Renee Ahdieh. It is a Mulan retelling, Disney, some kind of fantasy. The cover's gorgeous. What more do you need to know? I haven't read it yet, but I still have 6 months, so I'm okay.
I'm going to go with Saints and Misfits by S.K. Alley. I'm reading this for the Diversity Bingo 2017 challenge. I've been doing pretty well in that challenge, and this one fits in for, I believe, the Muslim main character checkbox, and it looks really good. I've heard good reviews about it. Excited to dive into it.
And question number 4 is most anticipated release for the second half of the year. We both picked the same book.
The same one.
That is Warcross by Marie Lu. We both picked up a copy of this at BEA. I'm going to speak to the editor. She's going to tell us what it was about. And I've started it. It is virtual reality games. It's sci-fi. It's futuristic. It takes place in Tokyo.
There's so much action and like tech adventure in here. It's very immersive. I'm currently on page 239 out of like 350. I'm almost done.
I'm literally on page 15, but
it doesn't technically come out until September, so it counts as second half of the year release.
I'm excited to see this in hardcover. So.
Me too. Yes, I love this question.
Woo!
Question number 5 is the biggest disappointment of the year. I've been ripping on this book.
She has.
It was fine. It was.
As she's about to rip on it.
It was okay.
Disclosure, she's about to rip on this book. If you like it, turn away now.
If you liked it, that's great. I'm happy you enjoyed it. But Caravel by Stephanie Garber was by far my biggest disappointment. I think in part because there's so much hype about it. Everyone I trust the reviews of was saying it's magical and wonderful, and it was one of the best books of the year. It was fine. I didn't like any of the characters. I think she didn't live up to the potential of the book. The author didn't. And it just... I expected a lot more from it. It was fine. It wasn't fine.
It wasn't. My most disappointing book this year, not that I had much hope for this book in a way, I just thought it'd be a really fun, fluffy...
Good read. Like a good trippy musical read.
Yeah. And that is Stranger Than Fanfiction by Chris Colfer. I didn't like it. I gave it 2 or 3 stars on Goodreads, I want to say. I just had a lot of issues with the plot, the ending. the characters could have been so much more and they weren't. They just
Fell flat.
fell flat. Question number 6 is biggest surprise you've read this year. Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I actually met her and she got a signed cover. Don't know if you can see it from that far away, but it looks cool. I always thought these books looked, I didn't like the covers that much. They're grown on me now that I like the books, but I had no desire to read them. I pretty much ripped on them without even knowing what they were about. I was that person. It was bad, but I think I listened to the audiobook of the first one, and I've really, really enjoyed them. I'm not done the series yet, but I'm really, really liking it so far, and it definitely has surprised me. It's kings and queens, but it's magic and fantasy and futuristic. So all the things that we love. So I'm very excited to finish the series.
For my biggest surprise read, I don't have my copy of it with me, but I'm going to go with, I'll insert it over your face, How to Be a Boss by Lily Singh. I think that's how you say her name. I don't know. I've been watching her Superwoman videos for like 5 or 6 years now, I want to say. It's been a long time, like almost from the beginning of her YouTube career. And this is a nonfiction, like motivational, how to get your ish together read, and it was really, really inspiring. I took a lot of her advice. I even made a vision board, put it above my desk. Sorry.
It kept beeping. Okay, go ahead. It's Twitter. It's Harry Styles things.
Anyway, it was very motivational. The only critique I think is that the chapters could have been longer. That aside, it was a fantastic read, and I didn't think I'd love it as much as I did. Question number 7 is favorite new author, either debut author or new to you.
You go first.
At the beginning of the year, I read this author's first book, and I absolutely fell in love with it. I don't have my copy of that either, but I'm talking about Eric Lindstrom, the author of Not If I See You First and A Tragic Kind of Wonderful. I picked up his first book, Not If I See You First, again for the Diversity Bingo Challenge. I thought it would just be a good book. I didn't expect to love it as much as I did. And then this one, A Tragic Kind of Wonderful, just came out this year, so I had to pick it up. His books are very moving. I think he writes teenage voices very, very well, and he also addresses issues, I think, that need to be addressed. Like in this one, he talks about, or he writes about a girl who has bipolar issues, and I think he does a marvelous job of handling those topics.
My favorite new to me author is the one and only wonderful Adam Silvera. I've read every single one of his books this year. I just finished They Both Die at the End, but I've read every single one of his other books this year. We just got to meet him again at BEA. He's so nice. I don't know how to put Adam Silvera into words.
Do you have a moment to talk about our good Lord and Savior, Adam Silvera?
Or his books, but they're really well written. They have really great plot twists that are really fun and rip you apart.
You're gonna need a box of tissues.
You're gonna need a box of tissues because every single one has made me cry in some way or another at some point in the book. So please, if you have not yet, read Adam Silvera. Please. You'll love it. Okay, number 8 is newest fictional crush.
My pick is Strumhound / oh, that's a spoiler. I'll keep out the spoiler part of this. So this, no spoilers involved. I'm going with Strumhound from the second book in the Grisha trilogy,
Siege and Storm is the second book.
Siege and Storm. Strumhound from the second book in the Grisha trilogy, Siege and Storm. There's a lot of stuff behind his character. I'm not going to say anything about it, but
he's funny. I love him.
He's funny. He's witty. He's like full of himself, but in a very endearing way, and he's very swoon-worthy. And he's a pirate. So
my favorite is Peter from To All the Boys I've Loved series by Jenny Han. I just read the third one that came out this year, and I still really, really like him. I think he's a great character. I like his relationship with Laura Jean's little sister, and he's just really fun. And I didn't want to pick the same answer as Deborah, so. But I really like him.
Always match. So, question number 9 is newest favorite character.
My newest favorite fictional character is Inej from the Six of Crows duology. I really, really, really like her. I've loved her like from the first page. She's in that very second chapter with her and Kaz, and she reminds me, and that whole scene reminds me of Assassin's Creed, the video game, and that has like a soft spot in my heart. I love that game, and it just reminds me of, she's very assassin, and I love her through the whole series.
She's a badass.
She is, so I love her.
For my newest favorite fictional character, I'm going with Fallon from The Valiant by Leslie Livingston. This is a book I almost picked for biggest surprise because I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. It's very much like An Ember in the Ashes, but without as much magic and mysticalness in it. It's set in ancient Rome, and it's about a young girl named Fallon who goes and becomes a female gladiator. There's a lot of action and adventure and just awesome, strong female characters in here, and Fallon is my new favorite.
Question number 10.
Whoop! And that is a book that made you cry, or in this
Ugh.
case, sob like a baby.
Deborah.
I mean, we've already mentioned this author like 8 times in this video, but I'm going with They Both Die at the End by our good Lord and Savior, Adam Silvera. I cried during both of his other books, but not nearly as much as when I read this one. I was questioning the first like 30 pages of this. It was a little bit slow, but then it picked up and my emotions were shattered.
The one that made me cry the most is also an Adam Silvera book. It's his second
Big
book.
surprise.
History Is All You Left Me. This one had me sobbing like 30 pages in.
On a bus.
On a bus driving to New York City. I was sobbing, and her and our friend TJ thought it was hilarious. I was sobbing from the funeral scene, multiple scenes throughout the rest of the book. The ending, we're literally pulling into New York City on the bus, and I'm in tears, bawling my eyes out, like choking and laughing because it's hilarious. Not the book, but the fact that I'm crying on a public bus.
Also, saying there's a funeral is not a spoiler. It literally, if you know about it on
It's
like
the
page
synopsis,
2, you
yeah.
know what happens.
Okay, question number 11 is a book that made you happy this year, and I decided to go with The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. It was just a really, really fun read. The characters were, woo! The characters were great.
It knocked you out.
It knocked me out. It was so good. I definitely liked Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda a little better, but I thought this was really fun. Their personalities and the things they were into I thought were really, really special in this book, and it made it that much more interesting and gave them, they were really into like certain things like Pinterest and what was he into do? Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. They're very
So
lifelike.
I thought that was fun because it's things that I do, and it made you connect with them in a different way, and I thought it was really, really good.
Alright, so the one I'm going with for a book that made me happy is Dragon Watch by Brandon Mull. The reason this one made me so happy is because I read the Fablehaven series the year it came out. I must have been like 13-ish at the time, so I read it as a very young kid. It's one of the books that made me love reading so much, and this is the follow-up series to it. It has the same characters, the same world, a lot of the same settings, but there's new stuff happening. And being able to revisit my childhood a little bit, and these characters I adore so much, just makes me squeal of happiness.
There's a train going by, sorry if you can hear it. Question 12.
His favorite book to movie adaptation you saw this year. I'm changing this a little bit. Instead of a book to movie adaptation, because I haven't seen any I liked, I'm going with favorite book to TV adaptation, and I'm going to say A Series of Unfortunate Events. I know some people have issues with the show. I know not everyone likes it. I adore it. I think it fits the books very well. I think it carries over the attitude and the atmosphere of the books spot on, and I am looking forward to the second season so much.
I'm going to go with Wonder Woman. I have my Wonder Woman by Leigh Bardugo arc as a little stand-in. The Wonder Woman movie was fantastic, and it is based off the comics, so it counts.
It's a shoo-in.
It's such a great movie. They did a really, really good job. Go and watch it. Question 13. Deborah, give me your threes. Question number 13 is favorite book review you've written this year. We're going to skip me, because I don't write proper book reviews. It's one of my goals for the second half of the year.
I write a fairly good amount on Goodreads. My favorite review that I wrote this year is for The Truth About Happily Ever After by Carolee Kozo. I actually posted this on my blog about a month and a half ago, and the author actually found it via Twitter. She liked it. She said she really liked my photos for it, and I was just overall very happy with the review. I thought I got my thoughts out very well, and I liked the book, so that was a bonus.
Okay.
Question 14 is the most beautiful book you've bought or received this year.
I'm going to go with The Graces by Laura Eve. I just think it's really, really pretty. I love the colors on it, and it kind of fits the theme of the book. It's very magical and witchcrafty.
My answer for this, I'm going with We Are Okay by Nina LaCour. This book is stunning. Not only the outside, it like shifts around here, but the inside in pages are really nice too, with the snowy like school scene.
Question 15. What book or books do you need to read before the end of 2017?
A series I have been wanting to read for the longest time is the Magic Study series by Maria V. Schneider, and I just finally got around to reading the first one this year, and I really liked it. But I think there's currently about like 5 main books and a couple branch off books in that series, and I would like to finish that series up this year.
The book that I want to read before the end of 2017 is the rest of the Darkest Minds trilogy. Seeing that they just finished wrapping the movie, I've been inspired and really excited all over again. I love the first book, it was fantastic. And I've started the second and I put it back down a couple months ago and haven't picked it back up. Not because I don't like it, but because that happens and it's life and we're readers and it's a thing that we do. That is
all 15.
That's it. That's the end of the video. See you later.
Those are the books.
So,
remember to give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
like, subscribe, thumbs up.
The whole deal. And we'll see you next week with a new video. Bye! Adam Silvera, but his books are gold.